important to think about what kind of things you need to do this semester to achieve your goals. So a couple things that we want to do is just want you to get set up for the semester successfully. And to do that, it involves just kind of some housekeeping things. So if you would, go ahead and find your binder or your folder or whatever you use for honors physics papers. There probably aren't very many papers that are in there, but we're going to do a couple just housekeeping things. And the substitute will stop the video as we go, just so that you can stay up to what you've got to do. First thing I want you to do is find your binder, find your folder, and I want you to find any physics paper. If it's a physics paper, it was from energy or uniform motion or forces, it doesn't matter. I want you to find it, and I want you to recycle every single last paper. So that means that you start with an absolutely empty binder, folder, whatever you're using for physics. So if the substitute would stop the tape just for a bit so that all students can do that, that would be great. Go ahead and start it again when you're ready. Now, the second thing that we're going to be doing once you have organized your papers is to organize all your electronic materials. So there are a couple of things that we're going to do, and we're going to start in notability. So we're going to take all of the papers for acceleration, and we're going to move them into an acceleration subject tab under our honors physics, and every homework, every lab that we did for acceleration is going to go there. So that means that you will have an empty homework tab and you'll have an empty labs tab. Now, just to make this easier, I want to go ahead and just do a quick demonstration of it so that you know what I'm looking for. So everyone, go ahead and take out your iPads. And I want you to open up to Notability. And you should see on your screen what I've got. I have a whole lot of different things over on the side. You probably aren't going to have quite as many. You should have a tab that says Honors Physics. So go ahead and open that tab. Now, if you'll notice what I have a homework tab. I have a labs tab. You might also have a warm-up tab, although we've not used that very much. We have energy and we have uniform motion. What we want to do first is we want to create a new tab. So you'll notice at the very top it has a little plus sign. You're going to tap on that plus sign and you're going to create a new subject. Now, the subject that you're going to create is going to be acceleration, because that was the unit we just finished. So just type out acceleration and then hit done. Now, you'll probably notice that it's not going to appear where you want it to. So you'll notice I typed in acceleration, it's nowhere to be found. So my guess is it's probably down here on the very last tab where Science Club is. So essentially what you do is you just find it and you hit edit. And you'll get all these tabs. And you see the three little lines on the right-hand side? That's where you drag from. Okay, so find those three little lines and then just take that tab all the way up to Honors Physics. And now you have a new tab and you can hit done. So now what you've done is you've created an acceleration tab. You also had energy and uniform motion, which we're not going to worry about. And then you have your homeworks and your lab tab. So if you open your labs tab, you're probably going to see a lot more things than just what are here. What you're going to do is you're going to move all those labs to acceleration. To do that, tap and hold on the piece of paper. Okay, right there. When I know I've held on it long enough, it gets bigger, and then it allows me to move it. And I'm going to move that to acceleration, and it's going to move right there. And the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap and hold. It gets big. I'm then going to take it to acceleration. So then what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with an empty homework tab and an empty labs tab. Nothing is going to be in there. But you're going to have any old papers from energy, uniform motion, and acceleration that have all been filed. Now I know it's going to take quite a long time to do this, so if the substitute would stop the video, allow all students time to get this piece organized. If you all will help one another out to achieve this quickly, that would be great. Go ahead and continue the video whenever you are ready. Now the other thing that I want to do for the new year is I just want to check to see and make sure that everyone is backing up Notability. I've had a lot of students that have not been doing that, and you may not know how, so I'm going to take a minute and I want you to go ahead and go back to Notability, and you see the little gear tab at the bottom. When you see the gear tab, go ahead and tap on that and you're going to see settings. We want to do a backup, and most of you are able to back up to Google Drive. Now, if you'll take a look at mine has a little gear next to Google Drive because I have backed up to Google Drive. Okay, now if you don't have a little gear next to Google Drive, I would highly recommend right now tap on Google Drive and go ahead and enter your Google account information, and it will automatically back all your Notability files up to that. And I would highly recommend doing that. And then what you can do is you can just do auto backups periodically. Now, if you choose Dropbox or some of these others, you can do that, but most of you use Google Drive. And if you haven't backed up to Google Drive, or if you don't have a little blue gearbox right next to it, go ahead and set up that Google Drive account. I'll be happy to answer questions when I get back, but if you don't have that blue gearbox, then go ahead and get that set up. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is just kind of reflect a little bit backward. And so if you'll go ahead and put your iPads away for now. The last thing that we want to do is reflect on last semester and make some plans for this semester. So as soon as this video is over, the substitute is going to go ahead and pass out your semester exams, the honors add-on, so that you can see how you did on the honors portion of the semester exam. And then I want you to reflect back to the board, and up on the board you'll see all the people that got 100% on the essentials portion of the semester exam. Good job. Lots of names that are up there. Now, when you think about last semester, know that that grade is what's going to travel on your transcript. All grades have been updated, so if I didn't pass out a grade to you at the end of last semester because I didn't see you, you can get on and you can take a look at your grade on home access. The other thing I want you to do is think about making plans for this semester. What are your goals for this semester? What do you hope to achieve? What kinds of things do you need to do this semester to achieve that goal? And it starts on day one because, as many of you know, it's much more difficult to dig yourself out of a hole than to maintain good standing the entire time. So the substitute is going to pass out your semester exams so that you can see how you did on last semester. And then you're also going to get your little piece of paper back that you filled out at the end of the semester, folded in a fun way, and not only is going to allow you to remember the accomplishments you had last semester, but then also make you start thinking about what are your plans this semester. Goals are going to be important for your success. As soon as those papers are passed out and you kind of take a look at them, then we'll be able to move on to the next thing.